What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Duel, back here with another Diablo 4 video, and today we're going to be talking about the current state of Diablo 4 and my current thoughts on the game so far. So why should you listen to me? Well, really, I guess you shouldn't, but I'm a casual gamer, so I'm not a pro at this game at all, and I'm never going to claim to be. I'm not a build crafter or theory crafter, anything like that. I am simply just a blaster. So I figured, coming from a casual player, I guess you can call me that because I'm not a pro, or above casual, I guess you should say. Just because I'm really locked into the game. Let me just say that. So anyway, that's why you should listen to me. But I digress. Let's just get right into it. So really, just wanted to talk about the season, my overall thoughts, what I thought, and what I didn't like, and what I did like, and what I'm hoping to see in the future for this game, given the current market. So let's just jump right into it. The season theme, I just could not care less about. I thought it was just a Legion event, but with Belial, and it was kind of annoying actually because it's an event where you like if you played season 7 at all, you would just run up to the map and blast, and that's it. This one is a little similar. You blast, but you have to run around the map, and then you have to chase Belial, and it's just a Legion event, and I wasn't a fan of it at all. I didn't really like it. I much preferred season 7, where it was, granted, season 7 was extremely juiced. There was a lot of items just raining from the sky, which, I like that dopamine, but maybe that's not for everybody, and I can totally understand that. But in this case, it just didn't hit the same for me. I just didn't really care for it. In fact, it almost felt like a chore when I had to go do this event. Now, if you liked it, good, but that's just my opinion on it. Overall, I think that the change to balance, where they made T4 a lot harder, I think there was a good change because it made the season. I think it took me, how long has the season been out? A little bit over 3 weeks now. I made two characters. I made a Whirlwind Earthquake Barb, and then I made a Bloodwave Necromancer. So I didn't go to max as I possibly could. I just haven't had the time, and also just the season just didn't hit as good for me as it did last season. I just didn't enjoy it as much. I didn't get any glyphs to 100 this season. Usually I go out and do that, but I didn't this season, and so basically what I'm trying to say is, like, I just didn't feel like the overall season was enough to keep me going. But I did love the overall pacing between T1, T2, T3, T4. The game still feels kind of like in a weird space where if you once you hit 60, the game actually starts, and I'm still feeling that way. 8 seasons in, and I'm sure that's not going to change season 9, and that there's a chance that that might not ever change ever into this game, and that's totally fine. I just something to be aware of. And so, yeah, so whatever you think of that, then there's my opinion on that. And then I wanted to talk about build diversity. I really felt like build diversity was kind of boring this season. I didn't really see anything that I didn't already see before, and it kind of feels like a lot of the same builds that were here last season are here this season. Which, if you like a lot of these builds, and by the way, I'm talking about if you go to like maxrule.gg or any other build site, you'll notice a lot of them are pretty much in line or pretty close to the same. And as you can see, I'm playing Bloodwave Necromancer, and I've played Bloodwave Necromancer. I think I played it the last few seasons. So, granted, there is other Necro builds out there that you can choose from, but the point still stands, like, why is this build still a thing? And if you're just thinking, oh, I'm glad Blizzard didn't nerf it, maybe that's a good thing, but also I think it's a problem when the same build is S tier over and over. I think that's a huge issue. I think they need to change that and just shake things up a little bit. And for the love of God, will they give Druid some more love? I'm tired of seeing the same two builds for Druid every single season. Please give Druids more options. For the love of God, it's just terrible. Druids need some love. So, yeah, so I think the overall the scaling is good. Build diversity, we talked about that. Talked about the season. I will say that the changing the bosses was pretty interesting. I love that they added the new bosses to the game. I thought that was really, really cool. And they added, a couple bosses from Vessel of Hatred, which sucks for you if you don't have the expansion. But I think the adding the bosses was really needed, and I liked it a lot. However, it doesn't feel like target farming these bosses really matters all that much because a lot of these bosses, some of them share the same loot pools. So it really doesn't makes sense for you to do one boss over the other. They're just kind of there. And then I will say they added invulnerability phases to a couple of the bosses, and that is Lilith, Duriel, and Andariel, and I believe Harbinger of Hatred also can't be one shot. I don't know why they did this. It's like forcing you to, forcing you to play a battle when you're able to just one shot it. It just, at that point, you're just wasting time. I know there's an argument to be made where people were complaining, oh, you just walk in one shot and the game's over. Well, you don't have to play a build that can one shot everything. You don't have to play the meta. And so that's my argument to that. And so when you are playing the meta and you just walk in, you're just waiting to kill it, it's just a waste of time. Big example of this is Duriel. If you've ever fought Duriel this season, it's literally just waiting to kill the 3 worms twice, and then you kill Duriel. It's like, let me just kill Duriel. If I'm gonna kill Duriel, just get rid of it. Same with Lilith. Maybe Lilith needed it here, but her one shots are so present, it's just annoying. Just get rid of these invulnerability phases. It's so pointless. It doesn't make any sense, and it doesn't feel good. If I have the ability to one shot the boss, just let me one shot the boss, okay? Like I don't get it. I don't know why they did that. It's like forcing you to play something that you already know you're gonna one shot. So might as well just let me one shot it. But overall, I do like the changes to the bosses. One thing I will say, and I have been saying this for many seasons now, is boss map drop rates are not, they're not scaled the same everywhere, and I don't know why Blizzard hasn't figured that. You would think that the season of bossing they would have figured this out by now. And what I mean by that is you'll play the game, and as you're playing, you'll get like a bunch of malignant hearts, and then you'll get a little bit of exquisite blood, or a little bit of distilled fear, just a little bit. Then all of a sudden you have a million malignant hearts, and you're like, why do I have a million malignant hearts, but I only have 20 distilled fear? And the other thing is there's no way to target farm these boss drops. I don't understand why that isn't a thing. Yeah, you can run the Undercity for boss mats, but it's like literally luck of the draw. So if I want to go farm Beast in the Ice for a specific item, I have to just hope to God and play the game and either play Helltide or play, the seasonal event, or I need to run the Undercity for boss mats and just hope to God I get the boss mats that I need. And that doesn't feel good. And it's almost like Blizzard is forcing you to play this game for longer so that retention is better. And that's not good, in my opinion. It just turns you off from the game and makes you want to turn it off. I should be able to go into the game and target farm whatever I want, whether it's items, boss mats, so that I can target the activities that I want to do, and that makes it more fun. Last Epoch really comes to mind with this sort of thing, where literally almost every unique is either random drop or there's a boss that drops it, and you know exactly what boss to go fight in that monolith to get that item. That's enough about Last Epoch, but that's just an example that I have. The other thing that was really annoying that I found this season is that the rune drop rates were like almost nerfed, it felt like. And I don't know why they did this. Like I felt like last season they were perfectly balanced. Granted, I was raining in Mythics, but that's a different discussion. It had nothing to do with how many runes I had. I just got really lucky that season. Yeah, I think that for some reason they just nerfed them into the ground, and I don't know why. Like I just was finding myself picking up the same runes over and over and over, but not the ones that I needed. Again, there's no way to target farm these runes. You can't target farm craft them. It's like luck of the draw. It's like things that are RNG that shouldn't really be RNG. And it punishes you, and I don't like that. It basically says, oh, you got the wrong rune when you exchange them at the jeweler. Okay, well now you gotta go play more to go get more runes to hope to God that you get the rune that you want. It just doesn't feel good. RNG for stuff like that, in my opinion, just doesn't feel good to me. You're not, because the thing is, when you get your build online, you're wanting a mythic to improve your build even more. So if I don't have the ability to go and do that on my own volition to target farm this stuff, the game, you lose motivation. Right? You just lose the motivation because it's just luck of the draw, and then you're just stuck here playing over and over and over. I mean, you can argue that that's part of the grind, but if the grind isn't that fun after you've been playing for over 100 hours, then it's, I don't know. In my opinion, I think that they need to tweak that or find the way to make the game better so that grinding isn't such a horrible grind, if that makes sense. The other thing that I really, really did not like for this season was the fact that I could not craft an Infernal Horde sigil, and I couldn't craft, there was another thing I couldn't craft. Oh, I couldn't craft Undercity. I couldn't craft Infernal Horde Sigils, and I couldn't craft Undercity, but I could craft Nightmare Dungeons. Why? Why can't I craft the other two keys? I'm sure they will address this in a future season, but hopefully I don't have to wait 2 seasons for them to fix that. But I just was like, why can't I craft the other keys? I have to, again, it's one of those things where I have to play the game to hope to God that I randomly get one of these keys. And it's just super annoying, especially when one of the last season objectives is to finish Infernal Horde Key 10, and I have to hope to God that one of those randomly, or sorry, that wasn't the objective, but the objective was kill 750 monsters, or sorry, 750 Aether inside of Infernal Horde. You have to collect that, and the only way to do that is if you get an 8 or a 10 wave Infernal Horde sigil. And again, running around Helltide and collecting caches and doing the seasonal event to randomly hope for these sigils really sucks. Let me salvage my Nightmare Dungeon. So they had this in the game before, and then I think they removed it. Let me use my Nightmare Sigil Dust to craft the Infernal Horde Sigils and call it a day. That's it. I don't know why they took it out of the game or changed it. And so a lot of those things just didn't feel good. And the pit is the pit. It hasn't changed. I'm sure, I think they said they're going to give us leaderboards in season 11, which 11 seasons for leaderboards is kind of wild, but I digress. But overall, I think that the standard progression for the season felt really good. I really liked it. It actually made the torment levels feel meaningful. And I did like the boss powers. I thought that was a pretty cool idea, and it actually felt pretty cool, like collecting the boss powers. But once you collected them and level them up, they're kind of just there, and you forget they're there after a while. They're not really massively changing my experience, but they were cool. So I will admit that. I thought it was a cool idea. But yeah, overall, I'm giving season 8, I don't know, 6 out of 10. Wasn't my favorite season. I really, really loved season 7 a lot. People complain there was too many legendaries. It was just too juiced, but I don't know. I just, part of my brain, the dopamine of the legendaries just raining from the sky just really hit me, and I really enjoyed that, and I hope we get another season like that. It just feels really good to see that. Even if it's items you don't need, it just feels good to see that stuff and go through and find GAs and all that kind of stuff. One last thing I wanted to talk about is GAs, which is the ancestral items. I really felt that getting ancestral items was a lot harder this season, and was eventually able to get all the ancestral items that I needed, but it felt like it took a lot longer. So maybe it's just me, or maybe I just got unlucky, or maybe they nerfed it. I'm not really sure, but I'm hoping that maybe they'll improve that in next season. I don't know. And lastly, I wanted to talk about the tempering system. The tempering system and masterworking just doesn't feel good. There's no real agency to any of this stuff. You kind of just, there's no agency at all other than do a couple rolls. If you don't like the rolls, reset and do it again. Like, it's just same thing with tempering, except with tempering, you only get one extra try from a scroll restoration, which really sucks. I really wish they would take that cap off, because once you find a weapon that has like the perfect roll of GA on there that you need with the perfect affixes and a good roll, let's say if it's like a max roll one, and then you break it from tempering and then you use your scroll restoration, well, that item is trash. And again, it just forces you to play the game even longer to go find another GA with the right affixes from the endless loot that most of it means nothing, and so it just doesn't feel good. I think they need a way to make crafting a little bit more intricative than just random chance. And then maybe like being able to swap out more than just the tempering, and tweaking that system and making it a little better, or either that or just remove the scroll restoration cap completely. Just remove it. Just get rid of it completely, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, yeah, those are my thoughts around the season 8. I'll be honest with you, I'm not very excited for season 9. I've seen the roadmap. I talked about a roadmap in another video, so if you haven't seen that, go check it out. But yeah, overall, I'm not really hopeful for the future right now for Diablo 4. Diablo 4 is getting better, I will say that. And when I did play the season, I did have fun. Like that natural progression of leveling up your character, getting your build online. It still feels good. It's just after you get your build online, there's like really nothing left for you to do other than max out your gear and then go as far as you can in the pit with what time you have. And I don't know. Maybe there's definitely something there that they could add on to. And I'm looking at PoE 2, PoE 1. C-pop, they all have systems that have external progression that allows you to keep blasting with all your gear. So you still have fun while there's like other things on the side that you can, another bar to fill up, if you will. So if they add something like that to the game in the future, I think it'll go a long way for the longevity of each season, giving players something to do once they get their build online, once they get their items maxed out. I think it'll go a long way for this game, but we'll see what happens. I mean, I'm not really excited for season 9. I will say I'm pretty excited for season 10, where they're going to revamp Infernal Hordes, because they haven't changed Infernal Hordes in a very long time, if at all. In fact, they were bugged this season, so let's talk about that. They need to iron out these bugs. I don't know what QA is doing over there at Blizzard, but man, yeah, there was like a bug where the UI wasn't working right, and then at one point, like, you couldn't even see how much Aether you had, and it was just really annoying. And just little things like that. Just, I don't know. It just kind of feels like Blizzard is just putting in the most minimal amount of effort for each season and then calling it a day. Like, slap some powers in there. We'll do some basic event and then call it a day. Next, go on to the next season. Next, get the expansions out. Get the IP collab out. Yeah, so I don't know. But anyway, folks, that's going to do it for me for this season of Diablo 4. Let me know in the comments what you thought of this season, what they can improve. Do you agree? Do you disagree? Again, this is just my opinion, so if you don't agree, that's totally fine. But yeah, that's going to do it for me now. So if you made it this far in the video, thank you so much, and feel free to like and subscribe. You're not obligated to, but it does help out the channel a lot. And I will see you guys in the next one. Peace!